Are you listening? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Special Halloween episode of Sports Talk in the Burgh. I am the pirate Logan Carney here with another pirate, Nicholas Hedder, and the lumberjack Matt Kurdick. So guys, we got a jam-packed show with a new segment today to debut on Halloween, so let's just get it started. Now the Steelers currently sit in first place in the AFC North after a weird and unusual start to the season. So guys, what are your biggest takeaways on the Steelers season up until this point?
Well, Captain Hook, I think James Conner has done a phenomenal job stepping in for Le'Veon Bell. He's had 3 straight games with 100-plus yards. The defense, last time it was on this show, they were ranked 30th in the NFL. They're now ranked 15th. I think they're finally starting to click on all cylinders, and they're really hitting their stride overall as a complete team. It's an offense that relies on or a defense that relies on their offense to bail them out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. James Conner's definitely been the highlight of the season so far. Almost 600 yards rushing with 9 touchdowns. But Juju Smith-Schuster, he came out of the gates early and was really successful. He's been one of the better players on our team with almost 600 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, Conner has been great. Don't get me wrong, Conner's been great. He's earned the playing time. He's been better than I expected. He was AFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. Had a phenomenal week. But again, their rushing yards, they're 22nd in the league in rushing yards this week. So the team still needs Bell on offense. They do. And again, they can give Conner the ball, 40, 30% of the time, but the team still needs Bell to get over to the next level, to beat New England, to get past Kansas City, another great team, and those other great teams in the AFC. On my personal opinion,
they dropped over 40 points on Kansas City. It was just the defense let them down. I don't think they need Bell per se to be.
That's true. That's true. That is true. But again, having that weapon. It's something that we keep arguing here, but having that weapon with Bell and Conner together, that's an attack that they can improve upon. Having both those guys, running back by committees, it wins Super Bowls. We've seen it with the Eagles. We've seen it with the Broncos. We've seen it.
All right, and moving over to another team in the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns fired head coach Hugh Jackson and offensive coordinator Todd Haley, who is a former Steelers offensive coordinator. How do you guys think this firing will impact rookie Baker Mayfield?
Well, I think with Baker Mayfield, it kind of shapes up his confidence because he was used to his head coach and his offensive coordinator. Of course, now he has to learn an entire new system, not only with just the head coach, but with the offensive coordinator. So that kind of will be an issue with him because he's only a rookie. This is the only system he's learned, and he'll have to just learn a new one.
They're saying they're keeping their system.
Well,
they're keeping the same scheme.
They're still having a different coach.
But he's the running backs coach, so it's not like it's that different.
Still, though, you have a rookie, you kind of want consistency with your coaching, and to have a change so early in your rookie season, he's only started a few games now, it definitely will hurt him in an age.
I'm going to disagree with you. It's been reported that, again, if I can find it here, Baker Mayfield did say that it caught him off guard, but Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, very well-trusted reporter, said that Mayfield is not exactly going to miss Hugh Jackson. So he's not going to miss his head coach. He's not going to miss Todd Haley. So maybe he gets better. And it's not like he's been bad so far. You look at some of these games, 342 yards, the one that sticks out to me against Baltimore, who has a very, very good defense. And to have a coach that he actually, it seems like, now of course Mayfield's going to downplay those reports, right, because that's what he'll do. That makes sense. But to have a coach that it's rumored that he didn't like, and now having a coach that he may actually improve Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I agree completely, as you said. I think he's not living up to – he threw 6 interceptions all last year. He's thrown 6 interceptions this year so far. I think a new
Difference,
system,
big
maybe,
difference.
I know
Big
big difference,
difference.
but what
It's a
I'm saying
big
is I think
difference.
the
Talent.
play calling might also have something to do with that, and they need to play into his strengths more. Because we saw him against the Jets do a really good job. He's done a very good job against several teams this year, but I still think Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley didn't play into Baker's strengths as much as they could have.
Yeah, the Browns might not be competitive now, but if they keep starting young guys like Baker Mayfield, they'll eventually be competitive eventually.
What'd that have to do with anything?
Just talking about Baker Mayfield. Whatever. All right, so we'll go into another team for football. The Robert Morris football team only has 3 games left in this season and is on the cusp of being officially eliminated from NEC competition. Guys, what is the biggest storyline that you are going to be watching during the offseason?
Defense. Defense. Defense.
Yeah, again, the defense is something that needs to improve, but the biggest storyline for me is going to be George Martin to see how he takes over from Jimmy Walker. The thing is all of their playmakers from this year, Elijah Jackson returning, Terrence Stevens returning, Matthew Gonzalez returning, they're all returning. For me, George Martin, who potentially could be a 3-year starter at quarterback for Robert Morris, that's the biggest storyline. That's the guy that's going to take the reins. Their offense has been phenomenal this year. Again, the defense needs to improve. Matt, I agree with you specifically. The tackling on the defense needs to improve. But for me, looking forward to this team, it's going to be the play of George Martin that I think is the most interesting storyline for the future.
Yeah. So you talked about tackling. RMU missed 21 tackles against Bryant. That was just one stat that Bernard Clark threw out in an interview. And it's just been an issue that Clark has had to deal with the entire season. And coaches can call plays and make up schemes for the defense, but they can't really make you tackle guys when you're out on the field.
And as much as the offense will be changing, and I do agree with the tackling portion, the RMU defense lets up over 500 yards a game. They're last in every defensive category in the conference. But Bernard Clark is a defensive coach. He played defense at Miami. I think it's very exciting to see what he's going to do with his defense now as he brings in his own people now.
He had the 7th-ranked defense in the country
Correct.
last year at Albany.
Absolutely.
So he is a defensive guy. That's something that we can see them improve in the future.
So we're going to stay on the topic of football in Pittsburgh. The trade deadline just passed this past week, and the Pittsburgh Steelers did not make a single trade. Do you guys think the Steelers should have made a move?
I think the move that they should have made was not available. The Patrick Peterson trading, I think that's, for me, it was rumored, and then the Cardinals said that that they weren't trading Patrick Peterson. And that, for me, is the only move that the Steelers should have made, is to get somebody that is a proven shutdown corner in the NFL. Other than that, the Steelers have won 6 Super Bowls by not trading, by drafting and developing. Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season, and they've never traded. They always draft and develop. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Their one trade wasn't there that I would have made. So you might as well just not make a trade to make a trade.
Well, I completely agree. What is there for them to improve in terms of offense? There's nothing. They have a good line. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, who knows? They're not going to trade for another running back. That makes no sense. Juju Smith-Schuster's having a phenomenal year.
Yeah, but I think we're
Browns
focusing
having
more
a
on the
good year.
defensive
And
end.
defensively, I was going to get to that. Thank you. Defensively, yeah, we want to see the secondary get better. But like we've touched on earlier, they are improving. I would have liked to have a more confident weapon in the secondary, perhaps. But, I mean, I don't think it's anything that really hurts our chances significantly, really.
Yeah, no.
I mean, their chance is significant.
Their chances. Sorry.
And I had the same exact thing, Logan. If it's not broken, why fix it? The Steelers are a good team, and they're going to get better. They kind of struggled, kind of off the, with Connor being the starter. I think it kind of threw them in a loop, and I think they really have hit their stride. And I guess we'll see what happens when they play Baltimore this upcoming week. But I expect them to continue to have success.
Again, the like we've touched on, the trades that I'm sure that was there. Let me ask you this different question. If Patrick Peterson was available, would you have given up a first-round pick?
Yes.
No, because the Steelers draft well, and I would rather see them groom someone into a superstar than a guy who might have a 3 to 4 year.
The only guy that I would have given up for is that elite shutdown corner, and for a cheap contract, and that is Patrick Peterson. He fits all of that.
Well, don't give up on us, because we will be right back with more Sports Talk in the Burgh. We're going to talk about some big matchups. Stay with us.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So,
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Football.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, on our last show, we introduced a new segment called Yins In. In this segment, us Yinzers will let you know if we're interested in a game and why or why not we are. So, guys, we'll start with RMU versus Sacred Heart for football. Yins In?
No. RMU's away, and they're against the #1 team in the conference. They can't even beat D2 schools in a positive way. It always seems that those games go close, so I am not in for this game.
I'm not either. They're playing one of the best teams in the conference, as Kurtik said. They have a very good defense. Their offense is very good. Their quarterback, Kevin Duke, is one of the best in the entire conference. I think he'll light up the RMU defense, and as much as it pains me to say it, I'm not in for this game, not at all.
I mean, yes, they're playing the #1 team in the conference. They are, but that doesn't put me fully out. I'm somewhat out. I'm on the fence. This Yinzer's on the fence.
You halfway off the plank pirate there. You kind of.
RMU, they're giving up 44.9 points per game, and that is very, very bad. They're going up against an offense that's averaging just under 30 points per game, but RMU's offense is also averaging just under 30 points per game, and Sacred Heart's defense is giving up more than 30 points per game on defense. So it could be upset city, not calling it, but that's why this Yinzer's on the fence.
I gotcha.
What about Pitt versus Virginia?
I'm in. Virginia is leading the ACC Coastal, and Pitt's only in 3rd place, and they have a legitimate shot to beat Virginia and actually win the ACC Coastal. Unfortunately, they'll probably go and play Clemson and lose, but in terms of this game, Pitt is a very good team to watch right now.
I agree. I'm in as well. Pitt is playing really good football right now. They hung with Notre Dame. Maybe that's not as good as it sounds because Notre Dame likes to play down to their competition despite being ranked so high. But they beat Syracuse. That was a game a lot of people didn't think they'd win. They were in a shootout with Duke last week.
54 points.
Correct.
Put up 54 points.
They gave up 45.
Obviously the defense has to get better. You can't give up, 45 points to Duke? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then go out and beat Virginia. But Pitt hasn't won on the road this year. They're 0-3 on the road. Do I think they start against a ranked Virginia opponent? No, but I'm definitely intrigued to see what happens.
Yeah, the Virginia team that hasn't lost either.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, they have 2 losses overall.
Yeah,
they
not
haven't
at
lost
home.
in conference.
Yeah.
They haven't lost in conference or at home. But it is interesting to see, just how far these 2 teams have come because Virginia picked last at the beginning of the year to finish last in the Coastal. Pitt, not a lot of people outside of Pitt had high expectations for them, and now both of them, whoever wins this game, is in the driver's seat of the conference. Pitt 3-1 in the conference. Virginia, I believe 4-0. Virginia Tech is 3-1 as well, or Virginia's 4-1. My apologies. Whoever wins this is in the driver's seat of the conference. So this Yinzer is also in. Now, what about Steelers versus Ravens? Yins in?
Oh, absolutely. The Steelers are riding a 3-game winning streak. Their last loss was actually to Baltimore, so this should be a good game. The Ravens are always a tough team to play. Even when they're struggling in that season, the Steelers always have a tough time beating them. And the division's still wide open as far as I'm concerned. Every team's kind of in it, except for, I'd say, the Browns, obviously, but, the 3 teams at the top.
I'm in as
I mean,
well.
there's only 4 teams, so the 3 teams at the top.
Well,
is it?
I guess we can eliminate the Browns every year, right?
I'm in. This Yinzer is in. I've always wanted to call myself the Yinzer. I thought we'd address that.
You look like one. So.
The Ravens
You're from Erie, that's right.
sorry. The Ravens have lost 3 of their last 4. They beat the Steelers earlier this year, but I don't think the Steelers played as well as they could have. I mean, they tied it up right before the half, and then they did not score the second half, which is very uncharacteristic of them. Flacco in his last 4 games has thrown 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He's not elite.
Yikes.
He's not elite. The Steelers are going to win this one.
Yeah. Moving on, how about the next game? Thursday Night Football, Raiders versus 49ers.
Let me jump in really quick. I'm not in. Neither of these teams cares. It's been very evident neither of these teams cares. Garoppolo's out. They don't care. Garoppolo. Sorry. I misspeak. You haven't cut me off.
Misspoke.
You're struggling.
You haven't cut me off in so long. I'm starting to stumble over my words, and I'm not sure how to handle it. Garoppolo. Thank you. He's out. They don't care. Gruden's trading away his whole team. I don't think he cares. If they don't care, why should I? Why is this a primetime game? Who schedules the NFL? These are all things we have to be asking because nobody cares about this.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm sure.
I don't care about this game. Derek Carr is extremely overrated. And Jimmy G's hurt, so what's the purpose of watching the 49ers?
Well, extremely overrated. They're also trying to trade him, so is he really that overrated? He's not even rated anymore.
I don't know.
Well, they were trying. Obviously,
these games are only
These
games are only watchable for fantasy football.
What about men's hockey? Are Yins in?
Well, I hope my Erie accent doesn't come in while I'm talking about this game like last time and I start saying things wrong. Women's hockey, 4-5-1. They've won 2 out of their last 3.
That's great for women's hockey. We're talking about men's hockey.
We're at men's hockey.
Versus Niagara. That's great about women's.
The men's team has dropped 3 of their last 4. Niagara's 2-4 on the season. I think this is a good chance for Robert Morris to get back in the driver's seat of their season, start to win some games, maybe get some momentum going. I'm in.
For me, I'm not really in. The team struggled. I want to see more from them before I, watch them more and more. I want to see them start to win these.
Well, how are you going to see more from them if you don't watch them?
I want to watch teams that win. So that's why I'm not watching this one.
I mean, they're still a team that can win. They're just young.
I need to see more from them.
This Yinzer's out, but that doesn't mean I won't be out later. That I won't be out later on. Like you said, they do need to improve in a lot of areas. They're a very young team. They are a very young team. 1.8 goals per game. They're getting outshot. 6 penalties. It's a team that needs to improve. But so for now, the Yinzer's out, but that could change later on the year.
For sure.
Now, what about women's hockey? Hedrick, we'll let you start because
I feel like why are we letting him talk again? He just keeps screwing it up every single time. Come on,
discount Paul Bunyan. Shut your mouth. Okay. 4-5-1. They're 4-5-1. This is the women's team. That is a fact. We're talking about the women's team now. This is factual. I'm right. We're on a roll. They've won 2 out of their last 3. All right, T. They're not good. This is a chance for RMU to win some games.
So Yinzer in?
The Yinzer is in.
You're not a Yinzer. Don't pretend to be one.
You're not a lumberjack. Don't pretend to be one.
It's Halloween. We can all pretend to be something.
Oh, my God.
This Yinzer's also in, and like you said, RMU women's hockey 4-5-1, but they've lost some close games against some really, really good teams. Clarkson, RPI, St. Lawrence. They split with Mercyhurst. They split with St. Lawrence. This Yinzer's in because this team is very good.
That makes sense.
Great contribution there, Matt. Great contribution there. Wow. Well, that's all we have for this segment. But don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're going to introduce a new segment of Sports Talk in the Burgh as we all sit in the shoes in the office of a general manager in a professional league. Don't go anywhere.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here at Robert Morris University, we pride ourselves at the experience that our students gain while they're actively learning in the classroom. Some even come back to share that knowledge with new students.
I never dreamed that I'd be back here. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing a lot of what I was trained to do and what I went to school for.
The Colonial Sports Network is a great opportunity for students to learn real job skills in sports programming.
to be able to see what the students want to make of it, because it can be anything that they want.
I love being here, seeing students, seeing myself in the students that work with me, and I'm really blessed to have so much talent to work with. It's really amazing.
To be able to see students become successful after Upper Morris is really cool.
Join the Colonial Sports Network team and expand your future today.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to a new segment for Sports Talk in the Burgh. In this new segment, which we'll call GM Office Hours, as you can see in our little makeshift office over here.
I'm proud to have this as my office.
We get to dress up as GMs for another Halloween. But we're going to be getting in the minds of a general manager and break down what we would do as them in situations that have happened around the league. So we'll start with Jim Dorsett of the Cleveland Browns. So, Dorsett's. Who are your candidates to replace Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley?
Who Jackson?
Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson. Jim Dorsey. I'm hiring Lincoln Riley.
Dorsey, that's right. My apologies.
You're good. I just thought I'd call you out. You know, it's one of those things.
Sometimes we all mess up. Even the great ones mess up.
I'd hire Lincoln Riley, the coach of Oklahoma. I mean, look what he did with Baker Mayfield. That's their quarterback future. Why not hire him? He has Oklahoma as a top offense every single year. Why not try him out in the NFL? He knows Baker. He knows how he'll excel. They're building the offense around Baker Mayfield. Why not hire him as your head coach? It's worth a shot.
It's crazy because I have the same exact thing. I have Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. He coached Baker Mayfield to a Heisman. The dude's 19-3 as a head coach. I think he would be perfect for the Cleveland Browns, especially at a low-risk type job where they don't really expect too much from a Cleveland Browns coach, to be honest. It would probably be a very good fit for him.
Don't expect too much from a Cleveland Brown coach. They just fired one.
I'm not expecting
They always
anything
expect
from the Cleveland
something. But now let's have you two step into the role as Jason Litch of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, all right, Jason, what are you going to do about your current quarterback situation? Is Jameis Winston still your franchise quarterback?
No. Fitzpatrick is my quarterback because Fitzpatrick, in about the same amount of completions and attempts, has over 400 more yards, has 7 more touchdowns, and 5 less interceptions. He's led them to victories that Jameis Winston has just not done. I don't think that Jameis is a bust, to say, but I don't think he's going to work out very well in Tampa Bay if he stays there.
Well, Jameis Winston can't stay out of trouble, and he's not playing better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, so why would you think that Winston's the quarterback of the future? You can't trust him. His play on field is not that good or shows any indication of, hey, I might be really good in the future. He just keeps getting in trouble. He's blown his chance this year. He's blown several chances. He stole crab legs. You know, you just can't trust a guy who does stuff like that. You can't.
Great quarterback in college, but it hasn't really shown in the NFL so far in his career.
So you guys would both go with Fitzpatrick. Would you go with Fitzpatrick next year, or would you try and draft a new quarterback?
I think you have to draft within a couple years. I think within a year or two.
Because Fitzpatrick's getting up there in age.
Fitzpatrick's 34.
Yeah.
So his window's really closing.
Fitzpatrick's the guy that you bring in for a season. He does really well, then just goes somewhere else. Or he does at least good enough to win, but not maybe contend for a Super Bowl, but he does good enough to win.
All right, moving on to the Giants. We got a couple of Dave Gettlemans over here. So, Gettleman, how are you guys handling the Odell Beckham situation?
All right, so OBJ is the future. OJ, man. OBJ is the future, and it isn't worth sacrificing him. I mean, Saquon and Odell are way too good to even think about getting rid of them. Eli has struggled, but the offensive line is terrible. He's been sacked 31 times this year, as many times as all of last year combined. So when you're looking at the issue, it's mostly the offensive line. And it's crazy that Saquon's doing as well as he is without an offensive line.
That's correct. Well, I'm the general manager. I'm going to invite Odell up to my office. I'm going to put out my Super Bowl rings when I beat Tom Brady. And I'm going to tell him, we care about you, buddy. I'm not going to call him Buddy because he's a grown man. we're going to ease into it. We're going to make him feel good. We're going to tell him that we're building the team around you and Saquon Barkley. Eli's going to be gone by the end of the year. We're going to rebuild the O-line. We're going to get the defense working. In a couple years, we're going to be contenders again. You're in it for the long haul. We're going to help you out.
Well, thank you guys both for stepping into the minds and playing a little bit of a fun general manager game here on Halloween. But don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back for our final takes. Go right to commercial break, as we just had a great fun to stepping into general manager's shoes. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the Mom. You don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to get right into our final takes. We will start with the lumberjack, Matt Kurdick.
For my final take, I'm going to be talking about college football. I love college football, more than probably these guys combined, but it can be so uncompetitive sometimes. Of course, I live for the games where a team like Purdue plays at home and beats Ohio State on their own campus. That's awesome, but too many games are blowouts. In the NFL, games are far more competitive. Take Alabama, for example. They are way too good. Like, they won't lose this year. They play LSU this weekend and will probably crush them. The NCAA should try to do something about that, because schools like Alabama should not be making the championship game every single year. And the 6 times out of the last 9 years, they've actually made it to the championship game and have been in it the last 3 years. I'm tired of them. What's the point of playing all of these college football games if the championship will include Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Clemson every single year? I hate Penn State, but it would be so much more interesting if they were in it this year instead of Alabama. Fits this, NCAA. Please make college football competitive again.
All right, for my final take, I'll take a little time to get emotional now. In 6 days, I will celebrate being 5 years free of liver cancer. It was mentally and physically the toughest thing I've ever endured, and I never thought I would make it to college. I never thought I would get to pursue my dreams of being a sports journalist. I never thought I would succeed in life, but here I am. I'm so thankful to be here, to know the people that I do at RMu-TV, to get the opportunity every single day to work with you amazing people. This is incredible. It's an incredible experience. It's something I never thought I would do. So no matter how tough things may seem, no matter how little hope you may have, just know things do get better. You can defy the odds and you can chase your dreams. Thank you to everyone at RMu Century Media for allowing me to do something I never thought I would get the chance to do. You are some of my best friends, and I love you all.
Oh, so you're getting emotional again. For the second consecutive show, I will be dipping away from the sports world for my final take. Recently, 11 people from Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh lost their lives at the trigger of a madman who was motivated by hatred. This is a tragic event, and I'm sure that I speak for everyone at RMu-TV and RMu Century Media as we extend our deepest condolences to the Jewish and Squirrel Hill communities. This tragic event will only help us strengthen the steel that holds this city together. Our city is really nothing more than a large town in the sense that everyone knows everyone in some way, shape, or form. Knowing that we are all hurting together will help us get through this horrible time and not succumb to the fear of a madman. For me personally, Squirrel Hill is a huge part of my life. While I am not Jewish, I did spend a lot of my childhood at the Jewish Community Center in Squirrel Hill. Things like my favorite pizza place and childhood playground are right in the neighborhood, as well as my grandparents who live right down the street. So again, we are all hurting together. We will be with you. Thank you, Pittsburgh. We all love you.